what we're going to do is we are going to start with a vanishing point. Now, last time for the house, we put our vanishing point all the way up here on the left, high up, and that gave us kind of a drone view of our house. We're not doing that with our room. We're going to look at it as if we're in it. So, to bring our viewpoint down, we need to also bring our vanishing point down. And what we're going to do is, like we're in kind of the center of the room just looking at it, we are going to put our vanishing point kind of in the middle of the page. Now, if we wanted to find the exact center of the page, how could we do it? Cross the corners with our rulers, measure everything out. We don't have to. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. We just want a vanishing point around the middle. It's not that important that we get super precise. Not that important. Now, with our setup, right? With our setup, here's the next thing you need to know. Just like when we built our house, we are going to start with a rectangle, right? The bigger the rectangle is, the smaller the room will look. The smaller the rectangle is, the bigger the room will look. So, if you want to actually have room to put things in your room, you kind of need to make your rectangle on the smaller side. Do not make it really, really big, because you're not going to have room for flooring. You're not going to have room for furniture, because that means you're pretty much standing up against the wall. You want to kind of shrink it down a little bit, put it around your vanishing point. And again, no specific measurements, but it is important that you create your rectangle with horizontals and verticals. Now, to make sure that my line is horizontal, what should I do? How can I make sure it's horizontal?
Match it with this.
Yeah, compare it to the paper, match it to the edge of the paper. So you want to kind of parallel. Now, we can actually be super precise with all that and take a measurement. Measure from the top down a certain measurement, match that down measurement, and then connect the dots. We can be super precise. We don't have to be too super precise though, as long as you are checking that it is pretty much parallel. Now I'm going to draw myself a little parallel line. Honestly, mine is about 3 inches, not too much bigger than that, but you don't have to measure. If your ruler doesn't have lines on it, it's okay, right? But just a nice little 3-inch-ish kind of setup. Now I'm going to do the same thing under my vanishing point somewhere. And again, it doesn't have to be perfectly centered even. I'm going to compare my ruler with the edge of my page. And y'all, if I get this inaccurate from here, like in viewpoint on this, because I'm not able to get on top of the paper, it actually looks crooked. But when I look on the screen, that looks parallel. So it might be a little different. It might be a little different than what it should be. But about parallel. And again, horizontal line under your vanishing point. Let's see, 4. Huh, even. You good? All right. There we go. Now to finish off our rectangle, we need 2 verticals. Same thing like our horizontals. Compare them to the edge of your page so that they're not diagonal. We want to make sure that they are nice and vertical. And same thing on the right, nice and vertical. We already messed up? Oh, okay, there we go. Grab your sharpener. It honestly doesn't matter if it's more squarish or more rectangle. That's fine. It's okay. What we've set up, though, is a wall of our room that we are kind of looking at. We're looking at a back wall. Now, after we set up our rectangle, the final step in giving us the basic shape of our room is going to be to use our vanishing point. Now, in our house, we brought a rectangle to a vanishing point. In the room, we are going to bring our lines away from the vanishing point. So we're not drawing inside the rectangle, We're drawing outside the rectangle. Here's where people get things wrong. Oh, look, there's a corner. Oh, look, there's another corner of my page. Let's connect the corners. Whee! Does that line up with the vanishing point? No, it doesn't. I don't care where the corners of your page are. The corners of your page have nothing to do with anything, right? We need the vanishing point. So we're not worrying about this. This corner right here doesn't matter in the slightest. What we're worrying about is our vanishing point, which we made, our corner of our rectangle, and then we draw our line going outward till it runs off the page, right? We draw our line outward, running off the page. Now, I only tell you about the strange corner-to-corner things so that you don't do that too. It is not, now if it happens to get near your corner, congratulations, it doesn't matter though. You want to make sure that you are going from vanishing point to corner and then outward to the edge of your page. Outward to the edge of your page. La-dee-dee, la-da-dee-da. And here. So, looking at this very simple little set of lines, let's visualize what they're for. What is this for? That's the floor, right? What are these three things? Walls. And what is this up here? Yeah, it's the ceiling, it's the roof. So, some very simple little lines. 8 simple little lines, and you can already see the structure of what we're going to be building into. Now, we're going to start off with adding doors and windows, right? We're going to start off with adding doors and windows because that's what you do when you build a house. You actually put your doors and windows first. And then we'll start arranging the furniture. You don't want to put the furniture first and then realize you needed a door afterward. It won't work. So we want to make sure that we have room for everything. Now, we are going to put first a door and window on this angled wall. We're going to put a door and window on this angled wall. The door will be how you get out of the room. It could be to a different room in the house. It could be to an exterior. Doesn't matter. But we're going to put a door and we're going to put a window on this wall. Now, for the door and the window to work, can I just draw a rectangle? No. What needs to happen? Okay, part close to me needs to be longer because the top needs to do what? Go to the vanishing point. Just like we did on our house. If it's on an angled wall, we use our vanishing points. If it's on a flat wall, we don't. We just do horizontals and verticals. So we match it to what it's on. So for this, yeah, that line closer to me would need to be taller to give us that angled top. But we do need 2 verticals. And you can make your doors wherever you want. It can be closer to the back, doesn't matter. And this is just, it's not a vaulted ceiling or anything like that, so we don't need it to be teeny tiny. We can give ourselves a decent sized door because we're closer up to things. 2 verticals for the sides, and the top of it will be to the vanishing point. The top of it will be to the vanishing point. Yay! I have a door, correct? What else does it need? A doorknob, so we can actually get in and out of said door. That'll work. I'm going to set up a little doorknob. I'm going to get a little fancier than I have in the past just because I can see things a little bit closer. You can actually see the stem of the doorknob a little bit. You can just put the oval if you want. God bless you. It won't be a circle though. Okay, if you're doing a round doorknob, it won't be a circle. It'll be an oval because you're looking at it slightly from the side. To get our door to actually fit in our wall, we had done something else on our exteriors. What have we done with our door as well?
Door frame.
Door frame. We also need door frames on the inside. We also need door frames on the inside. Yes. If it goes to the vanishing point, it's right. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine to be correct. Isn't that beautiful? That's very cool. If it's going to your vanishing point, it is correct. So I'm going to set up my door frame. 2 verticals on the sides, another vanishing point line on the top that frames the door. And I will put myself my little angled sides, my little angled corners. Now, this is our average door. This is our average door. What are some things that we can do to our door to bring it to above average and excellent? Okay, if this is an exterior door, we want to be able to see outside before we open the door, right? So you can put a little window inside your door, absolutely. We're kind of close up to things, and most door frames actually have molding around it, and it actually sticks out a little bit. We could even put a tiny thickness on our door frame on this side. Do you have to? Is that your minimums? No, that's just bringing things a little extra into those B and A ranges. So we can set up a little window inside the door. We can put a little thickness on the frame. What else could we add? What else could we add? Do we want this to be a door to just another room, or do we want it to be an exterior door? What do y'all want? No worries, either way? All right, cool. Now, if it was just an interior door, for the door itself, that would pretty much be it. Now, when you go into a room, what is usually the first thing you do? Turn on the lights. Very good. You turn on the lights when you go into a room, right? And usually with lights, other than today, whenever you can say, Alexa, please turn on the lights, you're going to have a switch. So where would we put the light switch? Would we put it way over here? It's usually right next to the door, right? Now, would I put it on this side or this side, right or left? Left. Why? Yeah, that's how it opens, and we know that because of the doorknob. If I had put the doorknob on this side, then my light switch would be on that same side. But because I put my doorknob on the left, then my light switch should be on the left. Y'all know all this. Y'all are so awesome. Y'all are wonderful. I love it. Y'all can see the logic of it, so that's beautiful. So if you would like to set up a switch on the side of your door, absolutely you can. Just like your door itself, you're going to have 2 verticals, and like your door, your horizontals, your top and your bottom, will go to the vanishing point. Will go to the vanishing point. Now, there's lots of different kind of switches in this world. There's flip switches, there's dimmer switches, there's slide switches, there's touchpad switches. Man, there's all kinds. You can do whichever kind you want. It's fine. A little flip switch would just kind of be another little rectangle inside of it. So we've got a little switch on the side of our door, so when we come in, we can turn on the lights. Because, you know, Alexa doesn't always listen. Now, on the side of the door, if this is an exterior door, we can also put a window here. Now, if this is an interior door, would we put a window here? No, we don't have windows that go into other rooms. That's a little strange. But if you're setting this up as an exterior door, we are going to put a window on this side. Now, we can keep this as an interior, which means you wouldn't have a window here, but that means you do need a window somewhere else. So it's going to be up to you to decide if you would like to put a window next to the door, like I'm going to show you right now, or if you want to maybe put it on the opposite wall. I am going to be putting one on the back wall. So just gives you an idea of some options that you have. But right now I'm going to show you a window on that same side of the wall as the door. All right. This one you can put where you want, but if this is an exterior door, you would want to you can put a window. Now, just like our door, our verticals are going to be nice and vertical, right? Our vertical is going to be nice and vertical. And our horizontals, top and bottom, are going to go to the vanishing point. So I'm going to set that up. And I'm going to set up the bottom. And just like a door, a window should have a frame. a window should have a frame. So after I set up my basic shape, I'm gonna go and put the frame around it. After we put the frame, then we have some choices to make. What are some things that can make this look more like a window? Curtains, for sure. You can put some curtains on there. What else? The little line thingies, the dividers in the windows that actually separate your glass into things that look like separate little pieces of glass, even though they're not technically separate little pieces of glass. Now, in old-fashioned windows, they were all tiny pieces of glass, right? In newer windows, it's just one piece of glass that they put a little decorative set of dividers on it. So if you would like to start dividing things up, you can. If you would like to start putting curtains or blinds, you can. And because we are having an exterior view, you can also start looking at what's outside. If you want like a little tree that you can see from your window, you want some things that are happening out there, right? You absolutely can. You absolutely can. You can start putting what's there. Now, this basic shape, if it was not a window, it could also be turned into other things. What could this basic shape be? Painting. A TV? Absolutely. By the way, do not hang a TV here. Why not? Yeah, your door's going to swing open and bust your screen. Don't do that. No, do not. Don't hang your TV right next to your door, because especially if the door's open in this way, you are going to damage your TV. But you can take that shape and turn it into a TV for sure, because we put TVs on our walls these days, and they're flat, and you can definitely make it look like a TV. A painting, a picture, photographs, any of those kinds of things can be made with that basic shape. Any of those things can be made with that basic shape. So if you are wanting this to be an interior door, instead of making that a window, you can absolutely just turn it into a painting. You can absolutely turn it into something else. It doesn't have to be the window, because the construction of it is the same. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press pause, and I'm going to come check your doors and windows. While I'm checking, some of the things you can do is start adding those extras. Start adding those things that can bring you up to a B and an A. Now, if this is an exterior door, we had put something on the outside so people can clean their feet. Are these things also usually on the inside? Yeah, sometimes there's also another little rug on the inside to do a secondary wiping of the feet so that your shoes can be nice and clean before you come into the house. Heck, if you wanted to, you can have a little spot where some shoes are just sitting on the side because people took their shoes off before they start walking around your house. Absolutely. You can have some little hooks hanging on the side of your door for things like keys, leashes, or whatever it is that you hang on the side of your door. You can start putting some things around. All right, you can start putting some things around. But I'm going to come around and check your basic construction of your door and of your window, and then we'll move on to the other parts of our room.